So that's why I said managing expectations, right? What
Right.
is my what's my
What
expectation
were
coming
they?
out of the show? And what is my expectation of my clients coming out of the show? And because I've done all but maybe one of the shows, and I've competed probably 13 times ish since 2009. I've done all my own off seasons.
Right.
Okay. So I've had varying degrees of post show stuff. I've tried slower reversing. I've tried da da da. For one, like I have a pretty good grasp on what my body does. I know that I'm really depleted, and even though I'm filling out for the show, I tend to super compensate really well afterwards. So there's no reason for me to sit there and dilly dally around. What I do is if I do have a day, normally I don't so much have an issue with the day to day. It's normally, and this is the same with most people, it's normally an environmental thing. If you put yourself in a situation where you do start eating off the plan, you have that free meal, you start grabbing the snacks, it's fucking freak. It's like free
It's a
for all at
home,
that
baby.
point,
Yeah, it's a
right?
home.
So like that.
Yeah.
So for me, I know if I go to in put myself in certain settings, that it's going to be difficult for me to control my hunger, right? Or my cravings, I should say, because like being physically satiated and psychologically satiated are not even the same things at that point. So, yeah, so there were definitely a few instances, even the last time, where I probably overate too much, but I turned around normally and thought, okay, I'm not satiated. My physical fullness and my hunger cues are not matching up. We're going to bump the food. Because for me, I have to have, and everyone really, everyone requires a certain level of body fat to regain homeostasis. It's not just calories,
Right.
right?
Right. Uh-huh.
It is time, and it is actual fat accrual that has to happen to reach that set point. Now the thing that you want to make sure you do is you don't want the fat accrual to go faster than the leptin and ghrelin, because now what's happening is metabolically you're still here, but calorically you're already up here,
Right.
right? And
Right.
that's where we see that kind of like body fat overshooting things start to happen, where you can't stop eating but you're fat already, right?
Yeah.
so so one of the things that I do too is I do try to leave in, I try to leave in some cardio activity, stuff
Yeah.
like that. For me, I'd much rather, I hate, as much as I hate it, because for one, it's boring, and secondly, it's time. And I just would rather spend the time doing other stuff. But for me, it's super helpful to phase that out very, very slowly and get my food up a lot faster. Um, I also switch my training up normally
Yeah. I was
post
gonna
show
say that
quite a
right
bit.
there.